Hello and welcome back. Today we have another £500 worth of £2 coins to have a hunt through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally though, we want... totally forgot what I was doing there. One war that we need to finish the book. We need England Commonwealth Games, which would be a fantastic find to round off this book. We've got all the other commemoratives up to and including the Great Fire of London, and 2021 Britannia's allegedly going into circulation. I haven't seen, no one else I know has seen them as of recording, so yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that because that'd be a nice one to fill the book as well. But if we do find Commonwealth Games England, that's the end. Finito completo, and we'll go on to the next book. So without further ado, let's get into this bag, see what we find. Okay then, let's have a look. So we don't particularly want these are technologies, they go straight back to the bank. There are some lower minted years, they're just not low enough that I think they're worth keeping. And we've got a case of the diddlies on the first bag. Hopefully we're just getting our bad luck out of the way early. Although we have had some very good luck on £2 coins of recent, so can't really complain. Charles Darwin there. It's a fairly common coin, one of the less out of the common coins, one of the less common out of the common coins, I should say. Oh, we've got a whole slew of them, 3 in a row, holy Toledo. This is the VE Day anniversary, again, very common. We've got counters tracking this and some of the other common and uncommon coins. I have interest to see how many we find. Next up, Charles Dickens, again, very, very common. Will it be 4 in a row though? Nope. Unless it's got a rotation error. So I do check them all at the end of the video. You hold the £2 at the top, date at the bottom, rotate it like that, and that's the way the queen should be facing. But we have found recently a couple where the queen has been facing the wrong way, and that is where the die has been rotated and it's been struck at a weird angle, which was always very nice. I've got a few of them in my collection now. VE Day anniversaries again. Obviously featuring St Paul's Cathedral, where Paddington went on one of his 4 50p's that are out there in circulation. Well, it does seem like it was the end of the Paddington though, with no Paddington coming out last year, and no news about Paddington so far coming out this year, which will be a shame because I quite like it when we get multiple coins over a set over multiple years. Marconi's wireless transmission there, another very common one. But no, it would be nice if Paddington had got out and about a bit further afield. It'd be nice to see him pictured in a Welsh valley or in the Scottish Highlands. But he seems to have decided he's travelled enough, so we won't get any more of that. The other one I'm really interested in, the last 2 years we've had the dinosaur series. Well, we had dinosaurs, then we had the Mary Anning collection, didn't we? Because as it's been pointed out to me that the second year's sets, they are not dinosaurs, they're something else. Being someone that's not particularly well versed in dinosaurs personally, I didn't know the difference, but allegedly that is the case. That's just paper there, sticker. Apologies for the small cut there, I had to sneeze. I've been doing that a lot recently, I do apologise. But what was I saying? Yeah, dinosaurs. I wonder if we're going to get any more dinosaurs this year. Or fossils of ancient creatures that no longer exist. Not to upset the dinosaur fans that know all there is to know about dinosaurs, but again, it's a cool set. It is. Oh, there we go. Brunel's Arches, the achievements at Paddington Station, very common. I mean, there's 2 Brunels. We've got a counter for them both. But no, I think the one thing that is good about not having more dinosaurs is they came out in base metal, silver, and Cooper and nickel, and then also colorized versions as well. So that was always a bit of a hit on the wallet, with 3 of them coming out with all the different variants, and being a bit of a completionist myself, wanting them all. That ended up being a rather expensive time of the year, so if we don't get dinosaurs, then that's good for my wallet, although bad for the collection because it's a nice variety of different coins to add over the multi-year sets. This is the Act of Union, another very common one you'll see plenty of. Abolition of the slave trade there. Now on this one, I know I've mentioned it many times before. Oh, we've got something coming up there, 2014. Lord Kitchener maybe? No, it'd be too late. It's too late for that. What would it be in 2014? We'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, Check this coin for the inner part, make sure that the inner part has got this textured finish. If you get a smooth finish with the initials DG to the bottom right of the 7, that's an NIFC, a coin not intended for circulation. Oh, it is Lord Kitchener. There we go, see? Now there's an interesting variant of the Lord Kitchener. On the obverse, the side with the Queen's head, it should say £2 at the bottom. So we'll check that this one has that, which unfortunately it does. So that is the standard one. The one without £2 at the bottom is the mule error, being that the obverse that's been struck on the coin is not the correct obverse for the coin. It should be a different one. A couple of them are turned up. Not in my videos though, sadly. I've never found an NAFC or a mule error on my channel. The closest I got was the best sort of error I got was the Shakespeare tragedy wrong edge inscription, which is quite cool. DNA double helix there. That's again very common. And another act of union, which will pop with the other one we found earlier. But no, and obviously we've got the First World War Army Centenary edge inscription error. It's quite fitting, being that the edge inscription on the Army Centenary has erroneously, is that the word? Erroneously? Brunel's portrait there, the other of the two Brunels. The World War I Army Centenary edge inscription has made its way onto some of the Shakespeare tragedies, and now some of the Army Centenaries. Ooh, that looked like a Rio handover. Whoa, it is! It's beautiful quality as well. What a stunning find. I was just thinking we haven't got anything over face value yet. That is lovely. All three of the Olympic £2 coins are marvellous coins to have. But no, definitely a keeper. In fact, my very first book I completed many eons ago on my channel, that was the one I was stuck on for quite some time. Speaking of edge inscription errors, this is Shakespeare's Tragedies, one of 3 coins, histories, tragedies and comedies. It should say, what a piece of work is a man. See, is a man, so that's fine. But check that, because if it says for king and country, that's the one that should be on the Army Centenary, which has been struck on the wrong coin. And as I was slowly weaving my way to saying, is that the Army Centenary, you can now find them with the Great Fire of London edge inscription on it. The whole city in dreadful flames, something to that effect. This is Shakespeare's Histories, our second Shakespeare, slightly over face value. It should say the Hollow Crown. Now there's been no other confirmed edge inscription errors on the other Shakespeare coins, but given that there are errors on the Shakespeare tragedies, not the Shakespeare histories, I think it's worth checking the whole Shakespeare set, especially now that the Army Centenary, which came out the same year, has been found to have the wrong edge inscription itself. So 2016 seemed to be a bit of a bad year for the £2 edge inscriptions for the mint. Right, let's do an edge hunt then. We check the edge inscription. So at the top, you can see this is interesting. It should say standing on the shoulders of giants for coins that are the technology's definitive design. This bumpy is the Trevithick steam locomotive, which again, one of the less common out of the common coins, but still only face value. Have you got any more for any more? Shoulders, standing of giants, shoulders, the shoulders, giants, standing shoulders. No. We will just go through them very quickly to make sure, but that seems fine. And also when I go through them again, obviously the coins are going off to the side, so it makes it easy for me to check through them. I'll be checking for fake coins as well, because we had one turn up fairly recently that was the reverse, the technology side. I wouldn't have looked twice at it, but the Queen's portrait on a second going through was very obviously fake. She looked very, very dodgy. But nothing in that bag, dear me. It's fine though. We've got a couple of very nice coins so far. We've got maybe 5 or 6 bags to go. So you never know what's going to turn up before the end of the hunt. There we go. We haven't had this one today. Rugby World Cup. Another fairly common coin. It is worth mentioning as well with that Rugby World Cup that some people claim to have edge inscription errors on it, where the 1 in 1999 is missing, which is a fairly common thing to find. Slight variances in the edge inscriptions, letters or parts of letters, numbers missing or looking a bit less than the letter or number they should be. but it doesn't add particularly much value. I'd be interested to know why there seems to be so many of those kicking around. Obviously the infamous one is the per member on the Guy Fawkes Remember, which again is very common, doesn't add any value. Brunel's portrait there, again, second time today. But I do check through at the end of the video, along with rotations on the technology, I check all the commemoratives for rotations and check that all their edge inscriptions are correct. I've been doing that for some time now, just in case a new edge inscription error turned up. I remember someone sending me a picture of a Brunel that had the wrong edge inscription. Was it the wrong edge inscription or the wrong outer banding? I can't remember. But certified by the Royal Mint as a genuine error, which is quite neat. Florence Nightingale, my favourite circulating £2 coin. A very pretty design. But ever since that came through, I thought, you know what, I'll check them all just to be doubly sure, because if I could be the first one to find a new edge inscription error, that'd be quite cool. This is the First World War Army Centenary that should say for King and Country. Let's hope we've got the edge inscription error. I see the word country, for King and... So, no, that is how it should be, and that coin, as it should be, is worth face value. We've got a very good spread of the common ones today, which is always nice to see. Invariably, when people message me asking, are any of these coins worth anything, I always feel bad saying, unfortunately, you've only got ones that are face value, but the true nature of the matter is if you want a complete collection, you still need one of those in your collection to complete it. This will be something, another Army Centenary, I can see, and country, so no edge inscription error to be had on that one either. But we keep looking. Given an infinite amount of time and infinite amount of coins to hunt through, eventually we will find an edge inscription error. Okay, penultimate bag, we're going to do an edge inscription hunt whilst we're babbling on about that innately. For King and Country, fourth one down. This should be the Army Centenary. If it is a Shakespeare Tragedies, I'm going to be very happy. So that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Our third one today. Anything else? No, I think it's all just technologies. At least we found something. The amount of times we've done edge hunts for 1, 2, 3 bags and found nothing is quite demoralising. Well then, we have made our way onto the last bag of the hunt. For those that are interested, I have a Discord server, links in the description to come and join that if you're a coin collector, you want to chat with other coin collectors. That's another nice one. Slightly above face value, not massively so, it's the Golden Guinea. Which again, lovely coin. So that design is a square topped quarter crowned shield of arms, which is quite cool. Can we name what all the parts are? So the Fleur de Lis, that's France, isn't it? The Harp is Ireland. 3 lines for England, rampant line for Scotland. So what is this down the bottom right? I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it looks like that's been quartered. You can see a horse there and some other creatures. I've never actually taken a moment just to look at this design and see what it all is, but possibly what it is. That's my knowledge from, because I'm over on the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel and I've learnt a lot about older coins. Not guineas yet, obviously we'll come to that at some point hopefully. Brunel's Archers again, or the achievements at Paddington Station. Now if you're not on Discord, you can also catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and there's the PO box you can write into should you wish. Now I'm going to check the coins off to the side for rotations, check these for rotations and edge inscription errors now. Rotations and edge inscriptions are all fine on those. In terms of a star find, I'm picking one of these 3. But as ever, do let me know down in the comments which is your favourite coin from today's hunt. And all that leaves me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.